Tatjana, how would you present Ljubljana to a person who has never visited it?
Well, I would present it first of all as a charming old lady that has a wild young heart. I would present it as a city that has all the attributes of a capital, but still the soul and the friendliness of a smaller town, which means a lot of interpersonal contacts. I would also describe it as a city that has a very high cultural profile for a locality of its size, because this determines, I think, our lifestyle. Last but not least, it's a city that has a lot of greenery. So although the tempo of our daily life is becoming sometimes really frenetic, we have in the immediate boundaries of Ljubljana, or within the city itself, a lot of green areas where you can easily distress and get back fit for the challenges of everyday life.
What about the meetings industry? What positions Ljubljana in the global meetings industry market?
There might be an interesting fact which even many Ljubljančans or Slovenians might not know. Ljubljana hosted one of the first real congresses in Europe, and it was as early as 1821 when the post-Napoleonic political solutions gathered sovereigns and political VIPs of the time in Ljubljana. The event lasted for over 3.5 months. Ljubljana, which at the time counted only 20,000 inhabitants, created extra programs. Today we would call them events, incentives, etc., to make the stay of all these dignitaries as pleasant as possible. But nowadays we could say that Ljubljana has started positioning itself on the international meetings market as of the early 1980s. In the recent years, Ljubljana was placed twice among the 50 top association cities in the world. I think that the functional aspect of our infrastructure, of our venues, their maintenance, the investment that is going on to keep them adapted or suited to the present needs of meeting planners is very important. The professionalism of all the people working in the meetings industry is another asset. And Ljubljana per se is a city that is very compact. Therefore, walking distances are a rule when you walk in the city center. We're also an excellent cycling city. But for a meeting planner, quite often the description would be that it's a logistically stress-free destination, because the need to organize transfers is minimal, and the majority of the hotels would be at a walking distance actually from the main meeting facilities. What else? There's also a nice description when larger meetings takes place that Ljubljana kind of welcomes delegates as an elegant lounge, meaning you bring, for Ljubljana, a larger meeting is in between 1,000 and 2,000 delegates, which is the tops. And it means that when such a congress takes place, the whole city is kind of a private venue for this event. And this makes the delegates feel homely, welcome and very comfortable. Talking of comfortable, what is also important, I think, is the excellent fluency in foreign languages among the local population, because for us it's always been a need to communicate as a small nation with our neighbors. Therefore, most of Slovenians are well fluent in at least one language in all situations, I would say. Even when you go to a shop, to a pharmacy, the everyday needs of a conference delegate or meeting planner coming to a place. And what else? I think we have the passion, and I think we have the genuine hospitality, which is kind of inbuilt, I would say, in the Slavic character for a start.